Okay, so now this circle of fifths, let's see if I can pop that up here on the screen. The key of C here is the top. That's 12 o'clock. That's the most important one. And it even says there's no sharps or no flats. Well, we already learned that in the first day when we, played the C major scale. Well, at least as I told you that it has no sharps and no flats, because when we follow the formula for the major scale, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, C has no sharps and no flats, okay? That's a very important one. And we also learned that the sixth degree is the minor. So when you look at your C major scale, again, I don't have that popped up here, but when you look at your scale sheet, A minor is a 6, and we go over, okay? And that's called a relative minor, very important. Well, the next one is G, and that actually has one sharp. It doesn't say what, yeah, it does say, right there, F sharp. See, it kind of, and I'm just kind of explaining what this circle is. The next key is D, and it has 2 sharps. So it's just progressive here, 3 sharps, 4 sharps, 5 sharps. Okay, and then next to it in parentheses, it shows the relative minor for each one of those. So somebody might just say, hey, I wrote a song, it's in B minor. So what that means to you now is, oh, that's relative to D major. It'll have 2 sharps in that key. And then now you'll know the chords of the key of D major, which is D, it doesn't show it on this, but D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. Those weren't the chords, that was just a scale, but you'd go major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, major. And that would be the key of D major or B minor. So again, you can be in the minor key, and that's called a relative minor. So that's what this is for. It's just to help you memorize the key centers better. But it's fifths on top, because this is the interval of a fifth, and that's what we have to hit next, are the interval names. Meaning if you took a C scale and you counted over from C to G, that's 5. C, D, E, F, G. That's a fifth. If you started on G and you look at your G scale, G, A, B, C, D. Okay, those are the circle of fifths. Going this way, clockwise. Going counterclockwise, however, it's a fourth. It's backwards. It's 4-3. C to F is a fourth. F to B flat is a fourth. And to me, this is how I memorize the keys, is that I think of it like a timeline here. I'm going this way for my sharp keys, and then this way for my flat keys. And then it goes C, G, D would be here. A, this might be a little bit confusing. E, but I'm just going again clockwise. And then I'm not going to name them all. And then this way, C, F, B flat, E flat. This is going in fourths again. You could just follow that circle. But I'm just showing you how I think of it this way, linearly versus a circle. These are my sharp keys. These have the sharps, pound sign, right? Hashtag, or the flats again. So, and I just memorized it, but I'm thinking the interval of a fifth, C, G, D, A, E, B. And then this way, fourth, C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. And we can use our instruments for that, which I'm going to show next, because it's really a beautiful sound to go C, G, D, A, E. That's actually how orchestra tunes. Here, check this out. I'll see if I could do it. That was going in fifths, just to show you, you want to learn to think intervallically, the distance. That was the fifth degree, just stacked. So that's the importance of that. For now, the circle. You're going to discover, however, as you dive further into theory and chord progressions, that a lot of songs follow the movement of a fourth and a fifth. Again, this is fourth, and this is the fifth direction. Let me show you. I'll show you 2 examples really quickly here. This song. Billy Roberts, popularized by Jimi Hendrix, of course, Hey Joe. The progression, the chord progression, the sequence, this is not a common progression, but it follows this root movement of C, G, D, A, and E. C, G, D. These are all major chords. A, E. Repeats. That's the whole song. C, G, D. And I'm following. It's easy to play on the guitar once you know your intervals and you just map out. So again, it's beautiful to understand the intervallic relationships and those bass line movements. I'm going to play one other song. It's a jazz song here, and it goes this direction. It's Autumn Leaves. It goes A minor, D. I'm just going to say the bass. A, D, G, C. Then it goes to F sharp, B, E. A, D, G, C. Then it goes down here, crosses over, F sharp, B, E minor. Has a very classical, I'll just play without talking. Again, it's very logical. It has a natural feel because of the progression, the root progression. The importance of that circle for songwriting and analysis is that you can say, oh, it's just going around the circle. You know, it's going counterclockwise or clockwise. Counterclockwise is in fourths and clockwise is fifths. And most of the jazz songs, for you who are jazzers, they go counterclockwise. They actually go in fourths. As you already have probably learned, I like to speak in terms of numbers too. You'll be talking a lot more in formulas and numbers. The octave, that's actually the higher note of the same note. So unison is the same note. If you're dealing with instruments, you might say, yeah, I would like to have the flute and the violin play in unison. That means they're playing the exact same note in the same pitch, frequency. So now if you go up a whole step, that's called a major second.